Welcome back, everyone. It's the Aces NFL show. Best bets week 9. Me and Sip have been cooking it up in the lab. It's obviously nice and early Thursday. We've got some trends and we can't wait to give you them right here live. I'm going to stick with a couple of props, Sip, and a couple of touchdowns. What's your theory this week?
I'm going all props this week. I'm going to leave the touchdowns alone. I reckon I'm just going to go with all props. So let's see how that goes.
Beautiful. I'll start. I'm going to start with Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is playing Cleveland Browns, but they are allowing a lot of passing yards. And like I said, Ward's out with concussion.
Yep.
I think they've averaged 35 pass attempts the last 3 weeks. They've got the offense going. They've got the run game going early and realize you can't just do that every game. So you get Herbert over 227.5 passing yards this week.
Like
so I'll take him as my first prop.
Like it.
What's yours?
My first one's going to be Alvin Kamara. So they're up against the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, we know what he did week 1, and I expect the same to continue, really. Carolina dead last for rushing defense. And really, there's nobody else that kind of takes it off Kamara. Yep, you got Taysom Hill, but he's more of a goal line man and probably sneak in with a couple of touchdowns. But in terms of the overall just usage and carries, Kamara should be pretty safe there. So I'm going 80 plus rushing yards for him pretty easily there.
Like it. He could have a big day.
He could have a big day. Why not chuck on 100 if you wanted to? But
tease it up.
Yeah,
but take
tease it
your
up
80
and
to
that.
start.
But 80 sounds good to
I'll
me.
stay in the RB lane, and I'm going to go Bijan Robinson from Atlanta. He takes on Dallas Cowboys. We know they're banged up. The guy's shirt I'm wearing, Micah Parsons, and the boys, they're all injured. They can't stop the run. And if you looked at San Fran last week, Mason went off early. Isaac Garindo, I think his name was, but he was explosive.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson's one of my favourite running backs in the league. So for 80 rushing yards, you get about $2. I'm going to take Bijan Robinson for 80 plus rushing yards in a game where they're favoured and at home and they should be leading. And I thought that he didn't do as much as he needed to last week because the Bucs run D is great. So he's a bit fresh as well.
Yeah, that's good. My one, Aaron Jones, Minnesota Vikings. So they're up against the Colts, and the Colts are third last in rushing defense right now. So they've kind of struggled in that area too. And Minnesota being back at home, and Jones has been playing some pretty good stuff right there. And again, another guy that doesn't really get carries taken off him, which is good. So I really, really like Aaron Jones for 65 plus rushing yards. I just think the Vikings can get their run game going, and the Colts are kind of struggling in that area. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Love it, mate. I'm going to go to a touchdown scorer for week 9, and I'm going to start on the ground with Pollard.
Ooh.
Tennessee Titans go up against the Patriots. As bad as the Jets were last week, they were actually pretty good, and Breece Hall and Allen really got them on the ground, 112 and a touchdown combined. But every week they have been, I think about the Jags and Bigsby. Yeah. What they've done to this defense is they've ran the ball on them. They're pretty good against the pass at times, but they can't stop the run. And the Titans at home, they need to respond. But Pollard's been really impressive this year, and you can clearly see Dallas are missing him. Yeah. But him for a touchdown, I don't think he scored for a week or two, but I really like Tony Pollard for an anytime touchdown this week against the Patriots.
Good. I love this guy that I'm about to say. I love him. He's been a beast. He's going to continue. Kyron Williams.
Oh, wow.
He's got a great matchup against the Seahawks. They haven't been able to stop the run all year. They're giving up 150 per game. Williams has nobody taking any carries off him whatsoever. He's a third down guy. Expect to see him out on the field a fair bit. And I honestly think he can go for 100 plus. I've got him down here as 100 plus rushing yards. So the Seahawks have really struggled. They don't really get anybody back to be able to help them out on the D line. So I think Kyron Williams is really set up to have an absolute monster of a game. So I've got him for 100 plus rushing yards.
That's big.
Yeah, I'm going at it. I'm just going to be aggressive here. He's given me every reason to do it, so I'm going to continue.
I like it. You didn't look at the touchdown scorer this week?
No tutty scorer this week.
He scored 10 in a row.
I know he scored 10 in a row, but maybe I'll sneak it in myself, but I'm not. This week we're leaving it. We're just doing props for myself, and let's see how it goes.
I like it. With Puka and Cooper Kupp there stretching the field, he gets a little bit more gaps. And against a good Vikings run D last week, he went for 100. So I think he should be able to do that against Seattle. Yeah. Well, my last bet for the week, I just did our podcast. You saw how much energy I had when you told me who you think will score from the Chiefs, but it's Hopkins.
Yeah.
The Bucs secondary, they're giving up so many touchdowns. Last week, Pitts had 2, Darnell Mooney. And I think about the game Atlanta played before that when Kirk Cousins went bananas. But This week, Hopkins, I really like him. I would say Devontae Adams if we had time, but we don't.
Yeah.
These guys have been acquired by their teams for a reason. Yeah. And when it's in the red zone, this is the perfect matchup. So DeAndre Hopkins, primetime football. We have to wait for this one.
Yeah.
You're going to have to sleep because it's going to be Tuesday, 12:15 kickoff if you're in Melbourne like me and Sib. But I just think Hopkins touchdown this week. It's going to be nice and juicy. The markets aren't even out yet while we record, but he's a guy that if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm drawing up a couple of plays to get the big dog in the red zone.
I love it. Love everything about that. It's good. Everybody thinks I'm going running back here to finish off, but I'm not. I'm changing it up here, mate. The guy's been recalled. He's been recalled. He's going to come in, and it's old boy Joe Flacco. I love it. I love it.
Smoking Joe.
I'm going Smoking Joe here. 225 plus passing yards. I think right now the Vikings have been really strong in the run game, but they've actually been kind of struggled in the passing game. So they've allowed 263 yards per game in the passing area. So it really gives them a chance to be able to sling it around. That puts the Vikings third last in the competition for that. So I really think it gives him a chance to be able to sling it around. He has the weapons. Pittman in there when he's healthy, Downs, Pierce. So he's got some guys, and he was able to prove it obviously for the last couple of weeks when Richardson was out. So I really think it's a good opportunity for Joe to be able to do his thing and sling it. He's still got the deep ball in him, which is nice to see. So I'm backing him in there for his 225 plus passing yards.
I love it, Sip. This will be 8 best bets that we're going to combine. And, geez, we've been close.
We've been close.
We've had a great week last week on our national tight ends, and we're starting to really get going. All the stats are there now. So you can look into our other podcasts we did. We go through every game. Picking just 4 is hard because you want to pick 10 or you want to pick 2, but there's just so many good matchups this week. Fingers crossed, everyone stays healthy. Everyone enjoy your weekend. It's a big weekend, Melbourne Cup week down here, so you can maybe there's a horse called Red Aces running in the Derby, and if you want to put that into a couple of our best bets, it'll juice it right up. But that's all I got for you. Have a great weekend, guys. We appreciate your support, and we love when you feed in all your messages. Let's hope we can go 8 from 8. See you next week.